like when you have an entrance like that. It's good for the video. Yeah. Joe Reichel is here, and your questions are invited. The phone number is 622-WOCA, 622-9622. Joe is a co-owner of Damage Control Services. They do disaster restoration. It's your one-stop solution for damage recovery services. And in the course of this show, you might want to ask about some of those professional services, or maybe you're trying to do it on your own, and it's a do-it-yourself home repair project, and Joe can help you out with a couple of tips, maybe on what to use, how to do it. Maybe there's a secret that you don't know about. Come on, Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing really good.
You don't repair dryers and washing machines, do you? You don't do that kind of repair?
Nope, we've got guys who do, though.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I refer that stuff out.
Because that's the hardest thing to figure. How do you open up one of those things?
Typically, there's some screws that are in
Hidden.
some certain spots, and you can get right in there.
They're hidden. Yeah. How's everything?
Everything's going really good. We've got quite a few jobs happening right now, and one of the most exciting parts for Damage Controls, we've got a new vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yep,
What'd you get?
We got one of the, I think it's a Nissan NV or HV, big high-top van type thing.
What'd you do with the other one?
Well, we still have it, too.
Oh, okay.
We still have the big box truck.
So now there's more than one of you
on.
out there with your pictures on it.
Well, no pictures on it yet.
You didn't get wrapped
We're
yet?
still working on that. I met with the designer last week trying to figure out what and how we're going to do it, and go from there.
Well, that's always exciting. So you might have a new look?
We might be having a new look.
You have to pose for another photo?
We're thinking about it. There's some different options out there, and we're not sure exactly how or what, but there's going to be a new DCS vehicle on the road. Well, there is one on the road. It's just incognito right now.
Oh, right now nobody knows what it is.
Nobody knows.
No yellow light on top?
No yellow light on top. But that's one of the newest exciting things happening. Yesterday was a very busy day, though. We got a fire.
Really?
Which was a trash can fire.
Oh, wow.
And I've got a text coming in right now from a client that we had yesterday.
Yeah?
She had a leak in her plumbing going to her washing machine. So caused the baseboards to swell and some mold growing on the wall behind her washing machine. So we went in and cut that out, and was able to get a dehumidifier and fixing it there. So getting that happening as well.
That's good. I mean, you can fix it. So how long do you know, or does she know, before she noticed it?
That probably didn't go on very long.
Okay.
It was probably just a short amount of time for that to happen.
And the wood was swelling already, huh?
Well, the type of product that they had as baseboard, it's called an MDF. It's manufactured something, I forget what it stands for, but it's a manufactured baseboard. Basically, it's like a pressed board. It almost seems like a cardboard almost. That's put together, glued together, and looks just like wood until you get it wet, a little bit of water, and it swells. It's not dense like like wood is.
Like plywood?
Yeah. I mean, it's not even...
What is a floor actually made of? A wooden floor? Is it plywood? Or is it something different?
Wood flooring has whatever wood... It's not a plywood. It's
okay.
Whatever... Like if you have an oak floor, that's oak.
Oh, okay.
Or if you have cherry floor, it's cherry.
Oh, okay. But I guess, I mean, what do you call the thing under the floor? The floor? The
subfloor?
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Well, a lot of times you'll have, let's just say like this concrete floor that's here, and this carpet's on concrete. If you wanted to put wood in here, a real wood flooring, typically what you would do is put a plywood down, and then you can put the wood on top of that.
Okay, but do you drive nails into the concrete? Mm-hmm. Oh, you do? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yep, nail it down.
And that actually holds into the concrete, huh?
Yep.
You don't have to put glue in there with them or anything?
Nope.
No.
No. I mean, you can glue it, but typically you just nail it down real good.
It's just so perfect. It's just hard to imagine that I mean, there's no way I would get this floor. If I was to do carpeting, it would be ripply, and it would be mismatched places. It'd be a mess.
Well, that happens. A lot of times that, you'll see different things that, aren't quite exactly right or something. But, everybody, typically you won't notice those things whenever it's finished.
Right.
So if that makes sense. Like sometimes people can put two pieces together and they don't quite line up exactly right, but when it's all finished, you don't notice it. Right. The only person that would notice it is the person that installed it, or someone who works in that trade, and they could look at it and go, hey, why'd they do it like that?
Have you ever had a house that settled to the point where it needed repairs? You know how a house will sometimes settle? Mm-hmm. Have you had it so bad that somebody called you to repair something that went wrong?
Yeah, we've done lots of jobs that were settling issues. A lot of times people will call, and you get those stair step cracks in walls, and a lot of times that's settling. A lot of times people get concerned; they think it's a sinkhole or something like that, but it may just be settling.
Yeah, can you test for a sinkhole? I mean, to be.
Oh yeah, there's testing that can be done.
And how do you do that?
Well, I don't know exactly, but I mean, there's companies out there that Geotech and different sinkhole companies that test for
I didn't
that.
know if it was sonar or some kind of
it could be.
Could be. And you do have a phone call. By the way, your phone calls are important. The number is 622-9622. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Yeah, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
I thought I'd call you and ask you a question about wallpaper. In your opinion, what is the easiest way to remove old wallpaper? And I'm going to re-wallpaper a kitchen. Is there a special kind of wallpaper I should be using because of the extra moisture in that room?
There probably is. I'm not real familiar with wallpapers. We've got different people that we use for that. But, and there's different... the different types of wallpaper would be better for certain, finishes of wallpaper would be better for certain rooms probably. But as far as taking the wallpaper off, if it's going to be, a do-it-yourself project, and, they have, it's called Diff, and you can spray that on there, and it'll help to separate that wallpaper from it's helped to separate the glue on the backside of the wallpaper from the wall, and you'll be able to get it off. And the only thing you'll want to do is make sure that you get all of that glue off of the wall, as far as scrubbing it down and using a sponge and washing it down before you apply anything else. So
Would you have to sand that when it dries?
Not if you use a sponge and some of that diff, and that will cut that glue, and you can wash it right off. But you shouldn't have to do any sanding. A lot of times people use those. They call them a wallpaper. I think it's a wallpaper tiger, I think is what it's called. And it is a little. It's a little roller that fits in the palm of your hand, and as you run it around the wallpaper on the wall, it pokes it. It has little wheels in there that have edges that poke the wallpaper, sort of like the wheels kind of look like a serrated knife.
Right. Okay.
So it'll put little nicks in the wallpaper, and that way when you spray the solution or wipe it down on there, wipe the solution on the wall, it'll get behind the wallpaper.
Yeah.
That works.
I'm really debating whether or not to go with wallpaper in a kitchen area because of the extra moisture. We get enough moisture in the summertime here, but you're cooking and stuff, and I was thinking maybe I might just stick with just paint over where I want to paint, but there's probably no way I can paint over wallpaper though, huh?
You can paint over it. I would not recommend it. A lot of times people do that, and a lot of times people will also, a lot of times people will take that wallpaper off, the old wallpaper, and they don't get the glue all off, and they paint it, and it kind of loses a little textured look.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's kind of a little silly. And like I was saying, too, if you start to remove that, if you're removing that wallpaper and you're getting you're using one of those tigers. I think I can't remember what it's called, like a tiger shark. It's not a tiger shark. It's a wallpaper tiger, I think, is what it is. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, different stores like that. But anyway, you run it on the wall, and a lot of times you'll push too hard, and it puts little dents in the drywall finish.
Oh God!
So then you would have to sand that. So it's a tedious process that as you're going through to not put too much pressure and to get all that wallpaper off. It's not wallpaper is one of the things I hate the most as far as removing it and cleaning it up. But and here again, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Wallpaper is one of those finishes that is coming back. A lot of people are starting to use that in homes again. So I wouldn't discourage someone from using it because it will create a nice finish look, and a lot of times people want that. So it doesn't.
I'm looking forward to the parade of homes coming up here to see how much wallpaper is coming back and how it's effectively used in a kitchen area.
There's and a lot of times people are using it just on like an accent wall in a kitchen. Yeah. So. The rest of the room will be painted one color, and then you'll have this, a wallpaper finish on another part. So it's really. Well,
when it's done correctly, it's like you say, an accent. It's really nice. It's, you can't beat it as far as how nice it looks.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, Joe.
Thanks for your call.
Joe, we have to take a little break, and we'll be right back. If you have a question for Joe, go ahead and call right now, 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds will limit sunshine today. It'll be breezy and warm with some showers and a thunderstorm around mainly this afternoon. The highs in the 70s. Periods of rain and a thunderstorm tonight. Those dropping to the lower 40s in the northernmost part of the zone to 55 in the southernmost part. For tomorrow, clouds giving way to sunshine, breezy and much cooler, the high 59 to 63. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Join us on Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex. The goal of this festival is not only to provide a great time for families in Ocala, but to also raise funds to build a home for our family in our community and support Habitat for Humanity's mission to strengthen communities, build hope, and provide dignified housing solutions. Remember, Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex, which starts at 7 a.m. with breakfast.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
A show of contempt would be to say, what kind of an idiot can't even cook a simple dinner? That single behavior is so powerful it can be used to predict divorce with 93% accuracy. Here's another way to get back to sleep, and Connie uses this. Listen to white noise. You can try an app like Sleep Maker Rain, which is free for iPhone and Android. The new normal is to get a last-minute text at, say, 9 o'clock on a Saturday saying, hey, want to go see a band?
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Joe Reichel is here to answer your questions about your do-it-yourself home repair project, or perhaps if you need some professional help, he can guide you through that whole process. Mm-hmm. And if your house has been damaged, or if you're just remodeling. I like that idea.
Remodeling is good. One thing that I wanted to talk about today was a project that I went and looked at. Not really a project yet, but it's a bathroom. And the homeowner called me. She has the way her shower is designed, the walls in the shower go all the way up, and there's a header across in front of the door, and above the glass door, there's only a section of about 16 inches, and then goes up to the ceiling and above that. In her ceiling, there's mold growing because of the moisture from the shower when they're in there taking a shower. The
Right.
hot moist air
Right.
goes up there and sits on the ceiling, and there's nowhere for it to escape. It just can, there's only a spot that comes out in the door. So I went there and was looking at it, and there is mold growth on it, and she wants to know how to fix it, how to get rid of that. One of the main things that a homeowner can do is make sure that you're using your exhaust fan. That is
makes sense.
one of the things that, and especially this time of the year. I say this time of the year because the cooler temperatures that we have outside, homeowners aren't running their air conditioning or the heating isn't
Right.
running. So if that's not running, it's not pulling the humidity out of the air inside the house. And there's, that means this time of the year, your house is a lot higher in humidity
more,
levels. So you need to keep that exhaust fan running whenever you're taking a shower or particularly taking a shower because of that hot, moist air. So that gets up on the ceiling and can cause mold growth in a home. This is we've had quite a few calls with that lately.
Is it deep or is it just surface?
Well, it's surface, but if it's, if nothing's done to help it, it will continue to grow and
Get deep, go actually into the...
go into the drywall, yeah. Good morning.
Can you talk about fences real quick?
Love to talk about fences. What are we talking about them?
Do you put them in? Do you put fences in?
I do not.
You do not?
No. We have fence companies that work that we get for that.
So if a fence is damaged, the work is done by somebody else?
Well, we've had jobs where, a tree has fallen, several jobs actually, where trees have fallen from a neighbor's yard or even in their yard and crossed their fence and hit the house or whatever. And that's all part of what needs to be repaired whenever we're doing the project. So, that's all included in getting it fixed. So whoever, if it's chain link or wood fence, we'll get the companies out there to do it. Why do you ask?
Oh, because there was a news story about this guy who drove through a fence, and it was a wooden fence, not a chain link fence. But as I'm thinking about fences, I'm thinking about all the different types that are out there.
There are lots of different fences, and one of them that is coming out that a lot of homeowners are starting to use now is a vinyl fencing. Vinyl fencing. It's like a plastic.
Really?
It looks plastic, and it's you can get it in different colors. I've seen it in like a tan and also a white. I'm not sure it comes in more than that.
Sure.
But, and that's something that will last. That fence will last. Basically forever. It's a beautiful, beautiful product. So, I like the wood fences, but this is something that basically does the same thing as far as like a wood privacy fence.
Right.
But it would be in vinyl, and you'd never have to worry about it having to repaint it. You don't have to worry about it starting to deteriorate with the weather and whatnot. So,
do you think the smells that are in a home, the unwanted odors, do you think they're embedded in the fabric, like of the carpet, of the furniture?
The great question. Each and every home will have individual odors. And I say odors, and I'm not saying odors in a bad way, a smell. And that is the different chemicals that are in the house. And if you had a homeowner that had a previous homeowner, let's just say you're looking at a house, you'll have a home that would, it may have had, a smoker in it. Or somebody may have had animals in the house before that.
Goats or something.
Goats, dogs, cats, whatever, guinea pigs, they'll, so, all homes have a different odor, and a lot of times it will take either treating that or new carpet, and sometimes it depends on the paint that's on the walls or the ceilings. A lot of times, if you have a popcorn ceiling, a lot of times those aren't painted. It's just a finish that's on there, and it's not painted. So that odor will go through that drywall and into that, into the popcorn finish and into the drywall, and be there. So the only way to get rid of that would be to paint it in order to trap it in there, encapsulate it is what it would be called, or scrape all the popcorn off, and which I would recommend anyway, because popcorn's not a very good finish, but
No,
it's a dated finish.
Oh, is it? It's typically used on a ceiling, right?
Yes, popcorn ceilings. Yeah.
What
The popcorn
was that?
finish.
It's like sprayed plaster or something? What was that?
Well, it's a spray. It's sprayed on, so it's not really a plaster, but it's a mixture that's mixed with drywall mud and the popcorn, and then sprayed on.
Have you ever heard the ad for these?
I say popcorn, but it's like a little ball of something.
If you rubbed your hand across it, would come off.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got that at my place actually. Yeah,
Or if it gets wet, it would come off in chunks.
Yeah. Oh gosh, no, I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, the phone number is available if you want to call Joe right now, 622-9622. And we're not really at the very end, but what is your phone number?
My phone number is 352-817-6574. Or you can email me, joe@damageflorida.com.
And call us if you need that repeated.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing too, what is in the blog that you write each week?
We have
Is it once a week you write it?
Typically, it's once a week. Basically, that blog is designed to give homeowners, home and business owners, tips and tactics of what they can do. First of all, to prevent disasters, and second of all, what to do if disasters happen, and then third, to stay up to date with recent trends or things that they could do to improve their homes or their buildings with different ideas. So, I mean, one of them that we're doing recently that we talked about not too long ago, or some of them that are in the works,
right.
We're going to be talking about different flooring options. We're going to be talking about different wall coatings that you could use. We just finished, for example, Angie and Clint Lewis's home, their remodel of their house, and the behind the kitchen, the main kitchen wall, we put a brick veneer. And that is a product by Brickit.com.
Uh-huh.
And it is reclaimed bricks that are shaved down to they're cut down to a 1/2 inch thick, and we glue them on the wall.
Oh wow! So it looks like brick.
Mastic it on the wall and then mortar it in, so it looks just like a brick wall.
And would you put that on drywall? What do you put it on?
It goes right on the drywall.
Really?
Yep.
So that sounds better than wallpaper.
I would like it better than wallpaper, but that is a rough finish. I mean, it is basically an exterior brick. The brick that they chose was the style is a New York used. That's what it's called, New York used. So they take bricks from New York, cut them down, and that's the way they were delivered. We also did a feature around their fireplace with that same brick. So
really, and it's like somebody's old building.
It's an old building.
They slice the bricks up somehow.
Yep, they cut the bricks, and
seems like a lot of work slicing bricks.
It's a lot of work, and it's not. It's a lot of work to install it too. And it seems like it would be pretty easy, but then you got to fill in all those joints with mortar. So
well, that's what I was going to. Yeah, so it's not like
it's not a quick job. But it looks phenomenal.
Not like a slab of bricks. It's one brick at a time, like a real brick wall.
Just like a real brick wall.
Oh, wow. Except that the mortar isn't technically necessary, or is it?
Well, the mortar is your filler. I mean, that will fill in all the cracks, so it is necessary in order to make it look like a brick wall.
Right. But the mortar isn't holding the bricks to each other.
No, that's just
like when you're building something.
Right.
Okay.
The mastic is holding the brick to the wall, to the drywall. So I mean, that's just one of the many things that are out there.
That is cool. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I think people pick up magazines to read. About that stuff like that.
That project is a showcase project for sure. So.
Joe, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Helping us understand. Stay dry out there if you're going out, and I know you are.
Be careful today on the roads driving around, and bundle up the next 3 days. It's supposed to be a high of 50-some degrees.
So see you next week?
See you next week.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A major snow and ice storm in the south. North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory advising residents to stay home.
It's still very, very dangerous.
Icy weather expected to continue in the south and to move north.
Very cold air in place across parts of the Mid-South, up into New England, and even across portions of the Plain States. We're looking at temperatures for several days staying below freezing for many of these areas.
Fox meteorologist Maria